Origins and meanings of the names Astronomy Part 1. Sun, named after the Roman sun god Sol. Origin, Old English word sonne, Old German word Sonne. Meaning, bright and shining. Mercury, named after Roman messenger god. Origin, Latin word Mercurius, meaning the speaker or messenger. Venus, named after Roman goddess of love and beauty. Origin, Latin word Venus, meaning love and charm. Earth, named after nothing. Origin, Old English word eartha, Old German word erda, meaning ground or soil. Mars, named after god of war. Origin, Greek word eri, meaning battle or struggle. Asteroid belt, named after none. Origin, Greek word asteroides, meaning star-like or star-shaped. Ceres, named after Roman goddess of corn and harvests. Origin, Proto-Italic word caris, meaning with grain. Jupiter, named after the king of the Roman gods. Origin, Proto-Italic words Jos and Pater, together Jos Pater, meaning sky father. Saturn, named after the Roman god of agriculture and wealth. Origin, Latin word satus, meaning sown or seed. Uranus, named after Greek god of the sky. Origin, Greek word Uranus, meaning sky or heaven. Neptune, named after Roman god of the sea. Origin, Latin word Neptune, meaning cloud. Kuiper belt, named after Dutch-American astronomer Gerald Kuiper. Origin, Dutch word Kuiper, meaning cooper or barrel maker. Pluto, named after Roman god of the underworld. Origin, Greco-Latin word Pluton, meaning wealth giver. Haumea, named after Hawaiian goddess of fertility and childbirth. Origin, Hawaiian, meaning sacred. Kuaor, named after deity in Tongva mythology. Origin, Tongvan, meaning unknown. Mekmek, named after the god of fertility in Rapanui mythology. Origin, Rapanuian, meaning unknown. Gong, named after Chinese water god responsible for chaos, floods, and the tilt of the earth. Origin, Chinese, meaning together work. Ares, named after Greek goddess of discord and strife. Origin, Greek word Ares, meaning strife or discord. Sedna, named after the Inuit goddess said to live in a cave at the bottom of the Arctic Ocean. Origin, Inuitian, meaning the one down there. Oort cloud, named after Dutch astronomer Jan Oort. Origin, Dutch word Oort, meaning edge or end. Discovery and discovery dates. Astronomy Part 1. Sun, up to 8000 BCE. Mercury, up to 5000 BCE. Venus up to 5000 BCE. Earth up to 8000 BCE. Mars up to 5000 BCE. Ceres January 1, 1801. Asteroid belt 19th century CE. Jupiter up to 5000 BCE. Saturn up to 5000 BCE. Uranus March 13, 1781. Neptune September 23, 1846. Kuiper belt mid-20th century CE. Pluto February 18, 1930. Haumea December 28, 2004. Quaoar June 4, 2002. Makemake March 31, 2005. Gong Gong July 17, 2007. Aries January 5, 2005. Sedna November 14, 2003. Oort cloud 1950. Who discovered it? Astronomy Part 1. Sun Philolaus and Hesiodus. Anaxagoras Aristarchus. Mercury Aristarchus. Nicolaus Copernicus. Venus Aristarchus. Nicolaus Copernicus. Earth Aristarchus. Moon Nicolaus Copernicus. Mars Aristarchus. Nicolaus Copernicus. Asteroid belt Giuseppe Piazzi. Ceres Giuseppe Piazzi. Jupiter Aristarchus. Nicolaus Copernicus. Saturn Aristarchus. Nicolaus Copernicus. Uranus Herschel. Neptune Galilei and Le Verrier. Kuiper belt Gerald Kuiper. Kenneth Edgeworth. Pluto Tombaugh. Haumea Otis Aceituno Castro. Santos Sanz. Brown. Trujillo Rabinowitz. Quaoar Trujillo. Brown. Makemake Brown. Trujillo Rabinowitz. Gong Gong Schwab. Brown. Rabinowitz. Aries Brown. Trujillo Rabinowitz. Sedna Brown. Trujillo Rabinowitz. Oort cloud Jan Oort. Types of celestial bodies in solar system: Sun, Star, Mercury, terrestrial or rocky planet. Venus, terrestrial or rocky planet. Earth, terrestrial or rocky planet. Mars, terrestrial or rocky planet. Ceres, dwarf planet. Jupiter, gas giant. Saturn, gas giant. Uranus, ice giant. Neptune, ice giant. Pluto, dwarf planet. Haumea, dwarf planet. Quaoar, dwarf planet candidate. Makemake, dwarf planet. Gong Gong, dwarf planet candidate. Aries, dwarf planet. Sedna, dwarf planet candidate. Total composition of celestial bodies solar system: Sun, hydrogen 73%, helium 25%, oxygen 0.8%, carbon 0.3%, iron 0.2%, neon 0.1%, nitrogen 0.1%. Mercury, oxygen 42%, sodium 29%, hydrogen 22%, helium 6%, potassium 0.5%, others 0.5%. Venus, carbon dioxide 96.5%, nitrogen 3.5%, sulfur dioxide trace, argon trace, water vapor trace. Earth, iron 34.6%, oxygen 29.5%, silicon 15.2%, magnesium 12.7%, sulfur 2.9%, nickel 1.6%, calcium 1.5%. Mars, carbon dioxide 95.32%, nitrogen 2.7%, argon 1.6%, oxygen 0.13%, carbon monoxide 0.08%. Cirrus, water ice 20 to 30%, silicates 60 to 70%, carbonates and clays trace. Jupiter, hydrogen 89.8%, helium 10.2%, methane trace, ammonia trace, hydrogen deuteride trace. Saturn, hydrogen 96%, helium 3%, methane 0.4%, ammonia trace, ethane trace. Uranus, hydrogen 82.5%, helium 15%, methane 2.3%, hydrogen deuteride trace. Neptune, hydrogen 80%, helium 19%, methane 1.5%, hydrogen deuteride trace. Pluto, nitrogen 98%, methane 1.5%, carbon monoxide 0.5%. Haumea, water ice 75%, rock 25%, others trace. Quaoar, methane ice, ethane ice and nitrogen ice, exact proportions unknown. Makemake, methane, ethane and nitrogen ices, exact proportions unknown. Gong, water ice, methane ice, nitrogen ice, exact proportions unknown. Aries, methane ice, water ice, nitrogen ice, exact proportions unknown. Sedna, methane, water, nitrogen, exact proportions unknown. Shapes of celestial bodies. Solar system. Sun, nearly perfect sphere. Mercury, oblate spheroid. Venus, oblate spheroid. Earth, oblate spheroid. Mars, oblate spheroid. Ceres, spherical. Jupiter, oblate spheroid. Saturn, oblate spheroid. Uranus, oblate spheroid. Neptune, oblate spheroid. Pluto, nearly spherical. Haumea, prolate spheroid or elongated ellipsoid. Quaoar, nearly spherical. Makemake, nearly spherical. Gong, nearly spherical. Aries, nearly spherical. Sedna, nearly spherical. Colors of the celestial bodies. Solar system. Sun, white. Mercury, gray or brownish gray. Venus, yellowish white or cream color. Earth, blue. Mars, reddish brown or orange. Ceres, grayish white or light brown. Jupiter, banded appearance with colors ranging from yellowish brown to orange and red. Saturn, pale yellow or yellowish brown. Uranus, bluish green. Neptune, bluish green. Pluto, reddish brown. Haumea, gray or reddish brown. Quaoar, reddish or brownish. Makemake, reddish brown. Gongong, reddish or brownish. Eris, reddish. Sedna, reddish or brownish. Celestial bodies and their size in diameter. Sun, 1,391,000 kilometers. Mercury, 4,880 kilometers. Venus, 12,104 kilometers. Earth, 12,742 kilometers. Mars, 6,779 kilometers. Ceres, 940 kilometers. Jupiter, 139,820 kilometers. Saturn, 116,460 kilometers. Uranus, 50,724 kilometers. Neptune, 49,244 kilometers. Pluto, 2,377 kilometers. Haumea, 1,960 kilometers. Quaoar, 1,111 kilometers. Makemake, 1,430 kilometers. Gongong, 1,280 kilometers. Eris, 2,326 kilometers. Sedna, 995 kilometers. Equatorial circumference of celestial bodies. Sun, 43,79,000 kilometers. Mercury, 15,329 kilometers. Venus, 38,025 kilometers. Earth, 40,075 kilometers. Mars, 21,344 kilometers. Ceres, 2,770 kilometers. Jupiter, 4,39,264 kilometers. Saturn, 3,65,882 kilometers. Uranus, 1,60,590 kilometers. Neptune, 1,55,600 kilometers. Pluto, 4,423 kilometers. Haumea, 1,452 kilometers. Quaoar, 844 kilometers. Makemake, 1,430 kilometers. Gongong, 5,305 kilometers. Eris, 5,800 kilometers. Sedna, 7,864 kilometers. Surface area of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun, 6.09 into 10 to the power of 12 kilometers square. Mercury, 7.48 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Venus, 4.6 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometers square. Earth 5.1 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometers square. Mars 1.44 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometers square. Ceres 2.77 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Jupiter 6.14 into 10 to the power of 10 kilometers square. Saturn 4.27 into 10 to the power of 10 kilometers square. Uranus 8.11 into 10 to the power of 9 kilometers square. Neptune 7.64 into 10 to the power of 9 kilometers square. Pluto 1.77 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Haumea 1.95 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Wow 1.1 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Makemake 3.04 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Gong Gong 9.03 into 10 to the power of 6 kilometers square. Aries 1.66 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometers square. Sedna 7.08 into 10 to the power of 6 kilometers square. Volumes of celestial bodies. Sun 1.41 into 10 to the power of 18 cubic kilometers. Mercury 6.08 into 10 to the power of 10 cubic kilometers. Venus 9.28 into 10 to the power of 11 cubic kilometers. Earth 1.08 into 10 to the power of 12 cubic kilometers. Mars 1.63 into 10 to the power of 11 cubic kilometers. Ceres 4.17 into 10 to the power of 8 cubic kilometers. Jupiter 1.43 into 10 to the power of 15 cubic kilometers. Saturn 8.27 into 10 to the power of 14 cubic kilometers. Uranus 6.83 into 10 to the power of 13 cubic kilometers. Neptune 6.25 into 10 to the power of 13 cubic kilometers. Pluto 7.15 into 10 to the power of 9 cubic kilometers. Haumea 1.08 into 10 to the power of 9 cubic kilometers. Wow 6.26 into 10 to the power of 8 cubic kilometers. Makemake 1.40 into 10 to the power of 9 cubic kilometers. Gong Gong 1.05 into 10 to the power of 9 cubic kilometers. Aries 6.54 into 10 to the power of 9 cubic kilometers. Sedna 2.06 into 10 to the power of 9 cubic kilometers. Density of celestial bodies in gram per cubic centimeters. Sun 1.41 gram per cubic centimeters. Mercury 5.43 gram per cubic centimeters. Venus 5.24 gram per cubic centimeters. Earth 5.52 gram per cubic centimeters. Mars 3.93 gram per cubic centimeters. Ceres 2.16 gram per cubic centimeters. Jupiter 1.33 gram per cubic centimeters. Saturn 0.69 gram per cubic centimeters. Uranus 1.27 gram per cubic centimeters. Neptune 1.64 gram per cubic centimeters. Pluto 1.88 gram per cubic centimeters. Haumea 1.88 gram per cubic centimeters. Quaoar 2.16 gram per cubic centimeters. Mekmek 1.7 gram per cubic centimeters. Gonggong 1.72 gram per cubic centimeters. Aries 2.52 gram per cubic centimeters. Sedna 2 gram per cubic centimeters. Masses of the celestial bodies. Solar System. Sun 1.989 into 10 to the power of 30 kilograms. Mercury 3.285 into 10 to the power of 23 kilograms. Venus 4.867 into 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. Earth 5.972 into 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. Mars 6.39 into 10 to the power of 23 kilograms. Ceres 9.393 into 10 to the power of 20 kilograms. Jupiter 1.898 into 10 to the power of 27 kilograms. Saturn 5.683 into 10 to the power of 26 kilograms. Uranus 8.681 into 10 to the power of 25 kilograms. Neptune 1.024 into 10 to the power of 26 kilograms. Pluto 1.309 into 10 to the power of 22 kilograms. Haumea 4.01 into 10 to the power of 21 kilograms. Quaoar 1.4 into 10 to the power of 21 kilograms. Mekmek 4 into 10 to the power of 21 kilograms. Gonggong 1 into 10 to the power of 21 kilograms. Aries 1.66 into 10 to the power of 22 kilograms. Sedna 3 into 10 to the power of 21 kilograms. Interior layers of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun core, radiative zone, convective zone. Mercury core, mantle, crust. Venus core, mantle, crust. Earth inner core, outer core, mantle, crust. Mars core, mantle, crust. Ceres core, mantle, crust. Jupiter core, metallic hydrogen layer, molecular hydrogen layer, atmosphere. Saturn core, metallic hydrogen layer, molecular hydrogen layer, atmosphere. Uranus core, icy mantle, hydrogen or helium atmosphere. Neptune core, icy mantle, hydrogen or helium atmosphere. Pluto core, mantle, crust. Haumea core, mantle, crust. Quaoar core, mantle, crust. Mekmek core, mantle, crust. Gonggong core, mantle, crust. Ares, core, mantle, crust. Sedna, core, mantle, crust. Atmospheric layers of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun, photosphere, chromosphere, corona. Mercury, exosphere. Venus, troposphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Earth, troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Mars, troposphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Ceres, no atmosphere. Jupiter, troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Saturn, troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Uranus, troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Neptune, troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Pluto, troposphere, thermosphere, exosphere. Haumea, no atmosphere. Quaoar, no atmosphere. Makemake, no atmosphere. Gong, no atmosphere. Aries, thin atmosphere. Sedna, no atmosphere. Atmospheric density of celestial bodies in solar system in kilogram per cubic meters. Sun, 10 to the power of minus 6 kilogram per meter cube. Mercury, 10 to the power of minus 14 kilogram per meter cube. Venus, 65 kilogram per meter cube. Earth, 1.2 kilogram per meter cube. Mars, 0.02 kilogram per meter cube. Ceres, 0. Jupiter, 0.16 kilogram per meter cube. Saturn, 0.19 kilogram per meter cube. Uranus, 0.42 kilogram per meter cube. Neptune, 0.45 kilogram per meter cube. Pluto, 10 to the power of minus 5 kilogram per meter cube. Haumea, no atmosphere. Quaoar, no atmosphere. Makemake, no atmosphere. Gong, no atmosphere. Aries, 10 to the power of minus 5 kilogram per meter cube. Sedna, no atmosphere. Atmospheric range of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun, 700,000 kilometers. Mercury, 0.001 kilometer. Venus, 250 kilometers. Earth, 10,000 kilometers. Mars, 200 kilometers. Ceres, no atmosphere. Jupiter, 5,000 kilometers. Saturn, 1,200 kilometers. Uranus, 500 kilometers. Neptune, 800 kilometers. Pluto, 1,500 kilometers. Haumea, no atmosphere. Quaoar, no atmosphere. Makemake, no atmosphere. Gong, no atmosphere. Aries, 1,000 kilometers. Sedna, no atmosphere. Celestial bodies and their temperatures. Solar system. Sun, 5,500 degrees Celsius. Mercury, daytime, 427 degrees Celsius. Nighttime, minus 173 degrees Celsius. Venus, 462 degrees Celsius. Earth, 15 degrees Celsius average. Mars, minus 63 degrees Celsius average. And at poles, minus 143 degrees Celsius. At equator, 35 degrees Celsius. Ceres, minus 105 degrees Celsius. Jupiter, minus 145 degrees Celsius. Saturn, minus 178 degrees Celsius. Uranus, minus 197 degrees Celsius. Neptune, minus 201 degrees Celsius. Pluto, minus 233 degrees Celsius. Haumea, minus 241 degrees Celsius. Quaoar, minus 220 degrees Celsius. Makmak, minus 243 degrees Celsius. Gong, minus 248 degrees Celsius. Aries, minus 231 degrees Celsius. Sedna, minus 240 degrees Celsius. Acceleration due to gravity of celestial bodies. Sun, 274 meter per second square. Mercury, 3.7 meter per second square. Venus, 8.87 meter per second square. Earth, 9.81 meter per second square. Mars, 3.71 meter per second square. Ceres, 0.27 meter per second square. Jupiter, 24.79 meter per second square. Saturn, 10.44 meter per second square. Uranus, 8.69 meter per second square. Neptune, 11.15 meter per second square. Pluto, 0.62 meter per second square. Haumea, 0.44 meter per second square. Quaoar, 0.33 meter per second square. Makmak, 0.5 meter per second square. Gong, 0.45 meter per second square. Aries, 0.82 meter per second square. Sedna, 0.04 meter per second square. Gravitational parameter of celestial bodies, solar system. Sun, 1.327 into 10 to the power of 11 kilometer cube per second square. Mercury, 2.2032 into 10 to the power of 4 kilometer cube per second square. Venus, 3.24859 into 10 to the power of 5 kilometer cube per second square. Earth, 3.98604 into 10 to the power of 5 kilometer cube per second square. Mars, 4.282837 into 10 to the power of 4 kilometer cube per second square. Ceres, 6.26325 into 10 to the power of 1 kilometer cube per second square. Jupiter, 1.2668653 into 10 to the power of 8 kilometer cube per second square. Saturn, 3.7931187 into 10 to the power of 7 kilometer cube per second square. Uranus, 5.793939 into 10 to the power of 6 kilometer cube per second square. Neptune, 6.836529 into 10 to the power of 6 kilometer cube per second square. Pluto, 8.71 into 10 to the power of 2 kilometer cube per second square. Haumea, 2.7 into 10 to the power of 2 kilometer cube per second square. Quaoar, 1 into 10 to the power of 2 kilometer cube per second square. Mech 3.1 into 10 to the power of 2 km cube per second square. Gong 1.5 into 10 to the power of 2 km cube per second square. Aries 1.108 into 10 to the power of 3 km cube per second square. Sedna 4 into 10 to the power of 1 km cube per second square. Roche limit of celestial bodies. Sun 877,000 kilometers. Mercury 1,700 kilometers. Venus 9,500 kilometers. Earth 18,300 kilometers. Mars 6,400 kilometers. Ceres 1,000 kilometers. Jupiter 175,000 kilometers. Saturn 147,000 kilometers. Uranus 60,000 kilometers. Neptune 70,000 kilometers. Pluto 1,700 kilometers. Haumea 700 kilometers. Quaoar 1,000 kilometers. Mech 800 kilometers. Gong 900 kilometers. Aries 1,700 kilometers. Sedna 1,300 kilometers. Hill sphere radius or gravitational sphere of influence in million kilometers of celestial bodies. Sun 230,000 million kilometers. Mercury 112 million kilometers. Venus 1.01 million kilometers. Earth 1.50 million kilometers. Mars 1.02 million kilometers. Ceres 0.073 million kilometers. Jupiter 52.53 million kilometers. Saturn 69.91 million kilometers. Uranus 51.90 million kilometers. Neptune 86.87 million kilometers. Pluto 3.49 million kilometers. Haumea 0.05 million kilometers. Quaoar 0.10 million kilometers. Mech 0.06 million kilometers. Gong 0.08 million kilometers. Aries 1.21 million kilometers. Sedna 0.14 million kilometers. Magnetic field type of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun dipolar. Mercury dipolar. Venus none. Earth dipolar. Mars crustal remnants. Ceres none. Jupiter dipolar. Saturn dipolar. Uranus multipolar. Neptune multipolar. Pluto none. Haumea unknown. Quaoar unknown. Mech unknown. Gong unknown. Aries unknown. Sedna unknown. Magnetic field strength of celestial bodies of solar system. Sun 10,000 microtesla. Mercury 300 microtesla. Venus 0 microtesla. Earth 50 microtesla. Mars, 1500 microtesla. Ceres, 0 microtesla. Jupiter, 4200 microtesla. Saturn, 21 microtesla. Uranus, 23 microtesla. Neptune, 27 microtesla. Pluto, 0 microtesla. Haumea, unknown. Quaoar, unknown. Makemake, unknown. Gong, unknown. Eris, unknown. Sedna, unknown. Axial tilt of celestial bodies. Sun, 7.25 degrees. Mercury, 0.034 degrees. Venus, 177.4 degrees. Earth, 23.44 degrees. Mars, 25.19 degrees. Ceres, 4 degrees. Jupiter, 3.13 degrees. Saturn, 26.73 degrees. Uranus, 97.77 degrees. Neptune, 28.32 degrees. Pluto, 119.61 degrees. Haumea, 28 degrees to 43 degrees. Quaoar, 14 degrees. Makemake, 29 degrees. Gong, 30.7 degrees. Eris, 44 degrees. Sedna, 12 degrees. Celestial bodies and their rotational direction if viewed from the north in space. Sun, prograde or counterclockwise. Mercury, prograde or counterclockwise. Venus, retrograde or clockwise. Earth, prograde or counterclockwise. Mars, prograde or counterclockwise. Ceres, prograde or counterclockwise. Jupiter, prograde or counterclockwise. Saturn, prograde or counterclockwise. Uranus, retrograde or clockwise. Neptune, prograde or counterclockwise. Pluto, prograde or counterclockwise. Haumea, prograde or counterclockwise. Quaoar, prograde or counterclockwise. Makemake, prograde or counterclockwise. Gong, prograde or counterclockwise. Eris, prograde or counterclockwise. Sedna, prograde or counterclockwise. Celestial bodies and their speed of rotation. Sun, 6,875 to 7,189 km per hour. Mercury, 10.9 km per hour. Venus, 6.5 km per hour. Earth, 1,670 km per hour. Mars, 854 km per hour. Ceres, 308 km per hour. Jupiter, 43,926 km per hour. Saturn, 34,215 km per hour. Uranus, 9,340 km per hour. Neptune, 9,673 km per hour. Pluto, 29 km per hour. Haumea, 373 km per hour. Quaoar, 47 km per hour. Makemake, 183 km per hour. Gong, 118 km per hour. Eris 224 km per hour. Sedna 786 km per hour. Celestial bodies and their rotation period. Sun 600 to 840 hours. Mercury 1408 hours. Venus 5832 hours. Earth 24 hours. Mars 25 hours. Ceres 9 hours. Jupiter 10 hours. Saturn 10.7 hours. Uranus 17.2 hours. Neptune 16.1 hours. Pluto 153 hours. Haumea 3.9 hours. Quaoar 17.7 hours. Makemake 7.8 hours. Gong 45 hours. Aries 25.9 hours. Sedna 10 hours. Revolution period of celestial bodies. Sun 226 million years. Mercury 88 days. Venus 225 days. Earth 365.25 days. Mars 687 days. Ceres 4.6 years. Jupiter 12 years. Saturn 29.5 years. Uranus 84 years. Neptune 165 years. Pluto 248 years. Haumea 283 years. Quaoar 286 years. Makemake 309 years. Gong 554 years. Aries 559 years. Sedna 11,400 years. Speed of revolution of celestial bodies in km per hour. Sun 7,20,000 km per hour. Mercury 1,70,503 km per hour. Venus 1,26,077 km per hour. Earth 1,07,218 km per hour. Mars 86,677 km per hour. Ceres 70,252 km per hour. Jupiter 47,002 km per hour. Saturn 34,701 km per hour. Uranus 24,477 km per hour. Neptune 19,541 km per hour. Pluto 17,155 km per hour. Haumea 16,802 km per hour. Quaoar 16,688 km per hour. Makemake 16,594 km per hour. Gong 14,665 km per hour. Aries 14,547 km per hour. Sedna 6,733 km per hour. Orbital radius of celestial bodies. Sun 26,000 to 28,000 light years. Mercury 58 million kilometers. Venus 108 million kilometers. Earth 150 million kilometers. Mars 228 million kilometers. Ceres 414 million kilometers. Jupiter 778 million kilometers. Saturn 1.43 billion kilometers. Uranus 2.88 billion kilometers. Neptune 4.50 billion kilometers. Pluto 5.91 billion kilometers. Haumea 6.44 billion kilometers. Quaoar 6.86 billion kilometers. Makemake 6.85 billion kilometers. Gong Gong 6.76 billion kilometers. Eris 6.68 billion kilometers. Sedna 8.53 billion kilometers. Orbital circumference of celestial bodies in million kilometers. Sun 1.6 into 10 to the power of 12 million kilometers. Mercury 362 million kilometers. Venus 679 million kilometers. Earth 940 million kilometers. Mars 1432 million kilometers. Ceres 2598 million kilometers. Jupiter 4887 million kilometers. Saturn 8971 million kilometers. Uranus 18,024 million kilometers. Neptune 28,253 million kilometers. Pluto 37,142 million kilometers. Haumea 40,481 million kilometers. Quaoar 40,487 million kilometers. Makemake 42,987 million kilometers. Gong Gong 42,449 million kilometers. Eris 42,798 million kilometers. Sedna 53,560 million kilometers. Orbital plane tilt angle of celestial bodies. Sun 60 degrees. Mercury 7.01 degrees. Venus 3.39 degrees. Earth 0.00005 degrees. Mars 1.85 degrees. Ceres 10.59 degrees. Jupiter 1.31 degrees. Saturn 2.49 degrees. Uranus 0.77 degrees. Neptune 1.77 degrees. Pluto 17.16 degrees. Haumea 28.19 degrees. Quaoar 8.22 degrees. Makemake 28.96 degrees. Gong Gong 29.61 degrees. Eris 44.187 degrees. Sedna 11.928 degrees. Perihelion and aphelion of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun Perihelion 0 angstrom unit. Aphelion 0 angstrom unit. Mercury, perihelion 0.307 angstrom unit, aphelion 0.467 angstrom unit. Venus, perihelion 0.718 angstrom unit, aphelion 0.728 angstrom unit. Earth, perihelion 0.983 angstrom unit, aphelion 1.017 angstrom unit. Mars, perihelion 1.381 angstrom unit, aphelion 1.666 angstrom unit. Ceres, perihelion 2.546 angstrom unit, aphelion 2.986 angstrom unit. Jupiter, perihelion 4.950 angstrom unit, aphelion 5.457 angstrom unit. Saturn, perihelion 9.048 angstrom unit, aphelion 10.123 angstrom unit. Uranus, perihelion 18.377 angstrom unit, aphelion 20.083 angstrom unit. Neptune, perihelion 29.81 angstrom unit, aphelion 30.33 angstrom unit. Pluto, perihelion 29.66 angstrom unit, aphelion 49.31 angstrom unit. Haumea, perihelion 34.79 angstrom unit, aphelion 51.53 angstrom unit. Quaoar, perihelion 41.88 angstrom unit, aphelion 45.28 angstrom unit. Makemake, perihelion 38.10 angstrom unit, aphelion 52.84 angstrom unit. Gong, perihelion 34.22 angstrom unit, aphelion 101.22 angstrom unit. Aries, perihelion 37.91 angstrom unit, aphelion 97.56 angstrom unit. Sedna, perihelion 76.16 angstrom unit, aphelion 936 angstrom unit. Escape velocity of celestial bodies of solar system in kilometer per second. Sun, 617.7 km per second. Mercury, 4.25 km per second. Venus, 10.36 km per second. Earth, 11.19 km per second. Mars, 5.03 km per second. Ceres, 0.51 km per second. Jupiter, 59.5 km per second. Saturn, 35.5 km per second. Uranus, 21.3 km per second. Neptune, 23.5 km per second. Pluto, 1.21 km per second. Haumea, 0.84 km per second. Quaoar, 1.43 km per second. Makemake, 1.27 km per second. Gong, 1.37 km per second. Aries, 1.38 km per second. Sedna, 1.18 km per second. Characteristics of celestial bodies in solar system. Sun, central star of the solar system, source of light and heat, G-type main sequence star. Mercury, smallest planet, shortest orbital period, extreme temperature variations. Venus, hottest planet, thick CO2 atmosphere, runaway greenhouse effect, retrograde rotation. Earth, only known planet with liquid water and life, diverse climate and ecosystems. Mars, known as the Red Planet, home to the largest volcano, Olympus Mons, and deepest canyon, Valles Marineris. Ceres, largest object in the asteroid belt, possible subsurface ocean, dwarf planet. Jupiter, largest planet, great red spot, massive storm, strongest magnetic field. Many moons, including Ganymede, the largest moon. Saturn, known for its extensive and bright ring system. Many moons, including Titan, which has a thick atmosphere. Uranus, rotates on its side. Faint ring system. Methane gives it a blue color. Extreme axial tilt. Neptune, strong winds and storms. Great dark spot. Blue color due to methane. Farthest ice giant. Pluto, formerly the ninth planet, now classified as a dwarf planet. Complex surface with mountains, plains and possible subsurface ocean. Haumea, rapid rotation. Elongated shape. Ring system. Two moons, Haika and Namaka. Quaoar, potential dwarf planet, located in the Kuiper belt as a moon voivode. Makemake, third largest known dwarf planet, bright surface with methane ice. No known moons. Gong, large trans-Neptunian object, reddish color, has a moon, Jianglu. Eris, most massive dwarf planet, very reflective surface, extremely elliptical orbit, has a moon, Dysnomia. Sedna, extremely distant and elliptical orbit, takes approximately 11,400 years to orbit the Sun, possibly influenced by a distant massive object, hypothetical Planet 9.